10. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot. Hot.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
A first down throw for Mayfield. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Hot. Hot.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
One thing that you find out on a sweep play is the fortitude of the people running it. Because that is a run, and then there's some contact when you finally get to the edge. And those guys who can hold that point of attack and hold up on that contact, they create the plays that we just saw there. Really nice play by the defensive guys.
Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Now he'll escape to his left. He may try and run for this. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. They'll toss it to Coleman. And some room to maneuver. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Has a lot of beef thundering downfield off of the toss play, and it takes me back to when I was a kid and watching USC play. Remember the old toss that they ran? They used to call student body right or student body left because everyone was out in front of the ball carrier. In fact, one of their favorite plays, it was called rose stem right or rose stem left, depending on the formation. 28 toss. And 28 toss was their bread and butter.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, let's go.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
12.
From the shotgun, Ryan. And this one is incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Ryan. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Here's Ryan to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. His first catch, good for 14 there, and a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
But we just saw him run the football really effectively there with 3 tight ends in the game. And any defensive coordinator, when they see that set, if they can get more bodies out onto the field, not more than 11, of course, but bigger bodies to combat what they're going to do, because that's a run-heavy formation. Those guys are out there to block 9 times out of 10, and in this case, they did it really successfully.
Coleman now. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, Ryan drops it off for Coleman. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Operating from the gun, Ryan going underneath. It's Coleman. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons are in for 6. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak. Got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. On second down, Johnson. Always got some breathing room. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. First down now, but that clock rolling. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Forced out to his left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. A toss play to Chubb. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Third and long for Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll find a man. That's Landry. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
No, check, Patriot!
A first down carry here for Johnson. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. The Browns try to get back and set quickly here. Time ticking away. Mayfield now, flush to his right. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
No. Check. Patriot. Gun.
They'll run with a rookie. It's Boston Scott. And he's got room. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Foyesade Oluwakan made the tackle there from his safety position.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Buying time to his left. Room here to run. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
No. Check. Patriot. Watch him now, Barney.
1st down, Mayfield. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. He has been interception prone here in his rookie season. How patient can they be with him?
That is the key question, isn't it? A lot of it depends on the head coach, what type of defense you have, and just a general understanding of the makeup of him. But the bottom line is, you posed a great question. Are they at the stage where they've run out of patience and now they get to demand production? Or do you continue to stay with him this way?
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now Ryan on 2nd down. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. So a field goal try here on 4th down as the Falcons call on Matt Bryant. And Bryant's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, eluding the tackle. And now running right through it. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
I know a lot of coaches like the toss play because they think it can be a real momentum shifter. Give the ball to that back who can get to the corner and turn it upfield. And on this play, that's exactly what they got, including a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Mayfield being chased out left. And avoids the contact by sliding. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Detroit!
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go. 20.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, an even 90 yards. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, the conservative, easy call, run the football, take care of it, create some space, punt the ball away, but no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And it'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, if there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Johnson, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Detroit! Detroit!
Second down, Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. The Browns on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. That is caught by the former Gator, Antonio Callaway. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield on first down. On the catch, it's Duke Johnson. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores.
No.
And they've really got to get some yards in chunks. And they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options.
Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. That's Higgins. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Mayfield with it once more. And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line. Vic Beasley in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Detroit!
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And an alley to run. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
Throw left side complete. That's Higgins. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Tech McKinley in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Tech McKinley in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays.
Z.
A first throw here for the backup, Taylor. Steps away to his left. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead is down to 10 now at 16-6. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
So out come the Falcons now. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here's Coleman on the toss. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Ryan. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this.
Let's go. Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
21. Left. Hey, Tuesday.
Ryan wants to throw it. Oh, no, he lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
You know, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. Got a man on the right sideline. It's Higgins. And I think the ball's out. And the Falcons say they have it. They do.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys? Partner, they're less than 2 minutes ago in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellows in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Terrell McClain in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Dancing to his left. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. The Browns try to get back and set quickly here. Time ticking away. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Now the try here for the extra point. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be covered up by the Falcons. And that should just about seal it. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Get up!
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's got some space here. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Falcons, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Browns, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a late bye next week, which might be coming at the right time. And they'll be back in action in Week 12. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.